official doesn't give anybody the right to come and approach us in our face to enter into some type of altercation with us.
Hey, today is a good day. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good as well. I appreciate you clicking on this video. Now, for all of you who watched my last video about Mary Ann and the fake check, there was a portion in there where Mary Ann, we're listening to her response video, and she said something about a woman had a restraining order out on her.
And then that restraining order, that was for me to stay 500 feet when she's having a rally.
And I was shocked. I did not know that actually happened. So I went and did my research and found out information because I needed to know exactly what happened during that time. Okay. So I did the research so you don't have to. Okay. So what I did is I actually went to Google and I typed in Mary Ann Lorient, Cleveland, Ohio. And one of the first things that popped up is this article right here. As you see, it says video shows Marcia Fudge confronted over her support of domestic abuser. Okay, we're gonna read through most of this, but as you can see right here, this was posted February 7th, 2019. But let's go through this, man. A January confrontation between Marcia Fudge and a friend of a domestic violence victim whose abuser Fudge advocated for was shown in court on Wednesday as the Congresswoman sought a restraining order against her accuser. Mary Ann Lorient approached Fudge, an Ohio Democrat, as she left an upscale banquet hall in Bedford Heights, a suburb of Cleveland. Lorient accused her of having blood on her hands for the death of sixth grade teacher Aisha M. Frazier, who was fatally stabbed in November. Her estranged husband, Lance Mason, has been charged with aggravated murder, among other charges. Mason had been accused of brutal violence against his wife before. In 2014, Mason pleaded guilty to choking and punching Frazier in front of their two children. Police charged Mason, then a judge, and a former state representative with attempted felonious assault. So, he was a judge at the time of the first thing, and it's crazy. But Fudge wrote a letter to the court in 2015 requesting leniency in the case, praising Mason as a close friend and a good man who made a very bad mistake. Fudge has since renounced those words. In a statement after Frazier's death, Fudge said, "The person who committed those crimes is not the Lance Mason familiar to me." Lorient recorded the January confrontation on her cell phone. Though the video is pointed away from Fudge's face, Lorient can be heard chastising the congressman. And they put a video in here, and we're going to get to that, but I'm going to pull it up actually on YouTube. But the rest of the article you're going to hear in the two videos. I'm going to play two different videos. So we don't need to read it, but I do want to highlight this part. It says, the judge in the case has been endorsed by Fudge several times. Lorient requested that the judge recuse herself from the case, but it was rejected. Now let's pull up the video. This is the first video. Actually, the first part of this, you're going to see what Mary Ann recorded on her phone during the confrontation. But let's check it out.
We're going to unseat you. You're evil. For you, as a black woman, to write that letter, at what point did you have empathy for her? At what point did you think about her? At what point? At what? Don't push me. Don't push me. You break my phone, it won't be cute. Okay, you don't know who I am too. All of y'all putting on a high pedestal. You're a murderer. Aisha Frazier, blood is on your hand. You understand?
Okay,
You
what
are
had
a
to say.
murderer.
Okay, you said
A murderer.
You said what you had to say. You
A murderer.
You said what you had to say. You disturbing the whole thing.
No, I'm not.
You said
I'm
what you
here.
had
I'm
to say.
outside.
All right. Y'all have a blessed day. Thanks. All right. Y'all have a blessed day.
I'm Detective Daniels from the
Yeah.
city.
Okay, you can get there. She killed my friend. She may not have been there physically. She killed her. Murderer.
Wait, this is not
Hold
the
on.
place. This
I
is
know
not
it's not,
the
but that's why
place.
the judge invited me. I didn't adjust your time. I just got here.
Just listen. This is not the place.
She's a
They
murderer.
were trying to separate us, and I kept saying to them, just don't say anything to her. They were trying to take me out of the door because they knew I was leaving. She's yelling at the guy. She says, don't touch me, don't push me, something to that effect. He says, now I didn't hit you. It wasn't even me. She is just fabricating this entire story.
Who hit me, Congresswoman?
It is a total fabrication. If I had hit her, she would have been hurt. I did not hit her.
Who hit me then? Was it an imaginary person? It was the three of us, Congresswoman. It was the
We
three
were
of us.
never in a conversation.
She has a right too. The same Constitution that protects you protects her as well. She has a right to attend an affair and not have you take a camera and put it in her face if she doesn't want it there. If you want to criticize her, criticize her. But what you did was more than criticizing. You followed her, you pursued her, you went from a safe place to a dangerous place. You keep yelling, well, what if she had hit me? If I had hit you back, if I had hit you, she has the right not to have that happen.
Now, that was the case about the restraining order, but I did find another video reporting on it, and we actually get to see a little bit more of what happened. This is just crazy. What happened during that that court hearing? But let's keep going, man.
You slapped me with your back end, the phone went flying. You hit me. That's a fact, Congresswoman. That's a fact, okay?
Congresswoman Marcia Fudge is in court seeking a protection order against 45-year-old Mary Ann Lorient. Representative Fudge told the court she was leaving a public event in January when she was confronted by Lorient about her support for Lance Mason. Mason is the former judge and Cleveland City administrator, now under arrest for the murder of his former wife, Aisha Frazier, following a long history of abuse. Lorient recorded the confrontation on her cell phone and presented it to the judge.
Just be quiet.
The security detail for Marcia Fudge maintains that Mary Ann Lorient has shown up at a number of her public events. But Lorient maintains the event in January was the first and only time she met Fudge. Lorient claims the Congresswoman not...
What we know about Mary Ann, do you think she only showed up at the same place as this woman one time? Or was it multiple times, like her security says? Y'all tell me what y'all think.
knocked her cell phone out of her hand, which Marcia Fudge denies.
She is just fabricating this entire story.
Who hit me, Congresswoman?
It is a total fabrication. If I had hit her, she would have been hurt.
Mary Ann Lorient says her principal complaint is that she believes that Congresswoman Fudge helped Lance Mason get out of prison early and then helped him secure a job with the city of Cleveland.
Other people wrote letter, but it's her. She took a step further. She instructed him to write an apology letter. She instructed him and referred to her as the drama queen wife. Who does that?
During the court hearing, Marcia Fudge responded to Lorient's claim that, quote, you have blood on your hands.
I wrote one letter in addition to the other 35 people who wrote letters on his behalf. Certainly, if I could have seen 4 years in the future, I may not have. The last message was my friend. I wrote a letter.
I looked at the video. I said, somebody stop it. Listen to me. Listen to me.
After listening to both sides, Judge Shirley Strickland Saffold grants Marcia Fudge's request for a protection order against Mary Ann Lorient.
And as you can see, Mary Ann was at this point in this court hearing trying to talk over the judge as well. And if you go back to the last video, remember what I said about people who always talking over you, what that usually means.
Just being a public official doesn't give anybody the right to come and approach us in our face, to enter into some type of altercation with us, to follow us out, to call us murderers.
Okay, and it cuts off right there. But yeah, the restraining order was granted, and I don't know for how long it was granted for, but the judge believed what's her name? Marcia Fudge over Mary Ann when it came to granting her a restraining order. But this whole thing for Mary Ann stemmed from the fact that her friend Aisha Frazier was murdered by her, I guess at that point, her ex-husband, who previously was a judge and served time for assaulting her. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to find out what happened with that whole case. Like, where's Lance Mason now? Like, what happened with that whole case with him being accused of murdering Aisha Frazier? So I had to do research on that as well. But here it is, right here. They actually have a timeline, so we're gonna run through this real quick. But on September 12th, 2019, former, I don't know how to pronounce that, County Common Pleas Judge Lance Mason was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 35 years for the 2018 murder of his ex-wife, Aisha Frazier. Key details of the sentence and case include the murder on November 17, 2018. Like, remember these dates. Pay attention to these dates. On November 17, 2018, Mason stabbed Aisha Frazier to death at a home in Shaker Heights, Ohio, in front of their 2 children. And I read in, I think, a Facebook post that I'm not going to show, but I read that he killed her in the driveway. I don't know if the kids were actually out there to see it. I don't think they were, but I think his sister was in the house, and when she called 911, his sister, the kids were in there with her, and the sister said that they could hear it. They weren't looking, but they could hear it. But let's keep going. Charges and plea. Mason pleaded guilty to charges including aggravated murder, felonious assault, and violating a protection order. Sentence details. The 35-year to life sentence ensures Mason, who was 52 at the time of sentencing, will not be eligible for parole until he is 87 years old. Previous assault. In 2015, Mason was sentenced to 2 years in prison for a 2014 incident in which he punched and severely beat Aisha Frazier, requiring her to undergo facial reconstruction surgery. He served only 9 months of that sentence before being released. So she, Marcia Fudge, like Mary Ann said, instructed him to write the apology letter, and actually, I guess you can say, advocated for him to get out early, which he did. And you heard in the other report that she got him a job as well, helped get him a job with the city of Cleveland. Now, he got sentenced for the first assault in 2015. He got sentenced to 2 years in prison. That means if he would have served the full 2 years, he would have got out in 2017. Now, when he committed murder and murdered Aisha was 2018. So even if he would have served those 2 years, he would have still been out at the time that it happened. So I understand Mary Ann's point of view, because I always try to understand people's point of view, and she needs someone to be mad at for that. And it's her. It's the congresswoman who advocated for him and instructed him on what to do to help his case and to help him get out. But Mary Ann also has to look at the timeline and say, even if she never did that, the opportunity for that guy to commit murder on that same day would have still happened. And sometimes, you know, people hide who they truly are to you. You know, you being a friend, you think you know somebody and you don't. But before I end this video, one good thing did come out of this, and I want to get to that. So first, let's go back to this real quick. As you see at the bottom here, what we were just reading, public safety concern, right here at the bottom. Following the murder, the incident prompted the proposal of Aisha's Law, which aims to enhance protection for victims of domestic violence. So I wanted to know what happened with that, because right here it just says it's a proposal. So I had to do more research. Aisha's Law, Ohio House Bill 3, is legislation designed to strengthen protections for domestic violence victims named after Aisha Frazier, a teacher murdered by her ex-husband in 2018. It mandates law enforcement to use lethality assessments, 11 risk questions during domestic incidents, and establishes specialized teams for high-risk situations. Key aspects of Aisha's Law. Lethality assessment requires police to use 11-question screening tool to identify high-risk, potentially fatal domestic violence situations. Strangulation recognition acknowledges that strangulation is a significant risk factor to homicide and domestic violence cases. Protective measures mandates 24/7 access to protective orders. Stricter legal standards limits the ability of repeat high-risk offenders to plead down to lesser charges. Multi-agency response creates teams comprising law enforcement and human services experts to check in on victims. The law was proposed in response to the murder of Aisha Frazier, who was killed by her ex-husband, a former judge and legislator, despite a previous 2015 conviction for a violent attack against her. The bill passed the Ohio House in 2021 with bipartisan support. So through an unfortunate situation, Aisha Frazier's murder, rest in peace to her, something good did come out of this. So by having Aisha's Law, we are able to possibly prevent things like this from happening to victims in the future. So yeah, that's all my research I did today. You know what? I forgot to look up what the Congresswoman, what's her name? Marcia is doing right now. Marcia Fudge. I forgot to look up what she's doing right now, but you know, you do that, okay? You do that research. Let me know what she's up to right now. Is she still a congresswoman? What's going on with her? All right, that's your homework. Let me know what's going on with her in the comment section. If you have any thoughts about everything we went over today, you can also put those down in the comment section as well. I appreciate you sticking with me through this, because I do my videos with no script, so I know, you know, but I appreciate you watching to the end, and I will see you in the next one.